Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Rolex Yacht-Master 2, reference 116689, in white gold with a platinum bezel. A discontinued model, actually. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, then tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar Yacht-Masters and Yacht-Master 2s. Then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. The Yacht-Master 2 has a quite short history, actually. It came out in 2007, and it was discontinued in 2022. That gives it approximately a 15-year run. And it did not actually have very many models. Just had a white gold version, a yellow gold version, a rose gold and steel, and a steel. Just simply 4 versions. And this was Rolex's biggest and most complicated watch. Their biggest watch is the Deep Sea. Well, actually that's usurped now by the Deep Sea Challenge, which is even bigger at 15 millimeters. But at the time, 2007 to 22, it was the largest watch. And it's more complicated than the Deep Sea. So there you have it. That's a little bit about the history. Now, what was the purpose of this Yacht-Master 2 as opposed to, for example, the Yacht-Master? Well, the Yacht-Master 2, as I understand, in regatta or boat racing, I'm not doing boat racing, but I suppose in boat racing, they supposed to give you like a buzzer at the 10-minute mark before the race starts. They sound the horn or something like that. So what you do is you start the timer at the same time that the buzzer goes off, and then this will actually count down from 10 minutes to 0 minutes and let you know how much time is left. So it's a countdown timer as opposed to a chronograph, which, for example, just counts the amount of time that has passed. This counts down from 10 minutes to 0 minutes. I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, there's not a lot of watches that have this kind of complication. And Rolex, when they came out with it, it was quite the talk of the town. Okay, that's a little bit about the history, all right? Now, actually, I should also say this. There's a Yacht-Master 1. They don't call it the Yacht-Master 1. They just call it Yacht-Master. Actually, they call it Yacht-Master 40. And it just basically has time and date, and you can use the bezel to calculate elapsed time like a Submariner. But I guess that wasn't enough, so they had to make one that is specifically designed for the yachting, and they call it Yacht-Master 2. Now, it did get discontinued as of 22, but I suspect that they will come back to this watch at some point again, because it was still a popular watch. It wasn't like nobody liked it. It was still popular. Not that popular, but it still, had a good following, especially among those who had larger wrists, like maybe 7.5, 8 inches. They could benefit from a 44 millimeter, by the way. This is the 44 millimeter, the biggest watch that Rolex makes. And at the time, 2007, the fashion trend was going toward larger watches. Now in 25, the fashion trend has actually gone back down. So 44, millimeter size watches are no longer in fashion, and maybe that's why they discontinued. But anyways, who knows? That's a little bit about the history. Now let's talk about where this watch stands in the lineup. I kind of already mentioned it. But yes, there's 4 different models that there is, and this one is the white gold. So there's basically 4 models: white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, and steel. And they, of course, have their different prices. By the way, if you want to buy any of them, simply click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com, or just go to jazztime.com and you can see them all there. We have used, new, different prices, different years, pretty much everything you can imagine. And so if you want it, yeah, you can buy it there. Okay, so this is where it stands in the lineup. White gold looks a lot like steel, but it is not. It's actually steel. It's a white gold everywhere except the bezel, which is actually done in platinum. So it makes this watch actually the most expensive, by the way, of all the Yacht-Master 2s, but it trades at the biggest or the steepest discount from retail, probably because it has such a high retail. I think somewhere in the high 40s or something, and we are selling it in as low as the 20s, and some newer versions are in the 30s. So you get quite a big discount. There's not a lot of watches, sports watches out there that has such a big discount. Come to think of it, I probably would say that the Yacht-Master 2, this one that you're looking at in white gold, has the steepest discount of any sports Rolex ever made. I might be wrong on that, but I think that is true. The combination of this expensive material, platinum and white gold, along with this color, which a lot of people don't want white colored or silver colored, and it being discontinued and having no successor yet, makes it have a very steep discount. And also the size, not everybody can pull off a 44. Okay, let's start talking about the watch itself. Starting with the case, as I said, is 44 millimeters from my thumb to my index finger, and 18 karat gold. And it's quite thick too. I mean, you know, considering compared to other HFs, but other Rolexes. But the thing is, it's because it has this extra complication in here, which is the countdown timer. All right. Okay, so that's the case. All right, 44 millimeter, and let's look at the bezel here. The bezel is actually it's a countdown timer. You can see it has the 10 put here. You know, right at the 10, it actually coincides with the dial. And you can see it's actually made of all platinum. So that's partly what makes it so expensive, because you have literally the whole bezel made of, you know, platinum. Okay, okay, so that is the bezel, and let's move on to the dial. Now the dial, this watch actually has gone through a couple revisions. The first generation, which is what you're looking at here, is going to have these hour markers that are squares, but the later generations have a slightly different thing. At the 6 o'clock there's a rectangle, and at the 12 o'clock there's a triangle, and the hands become Mercedes hands, whereas these ones, they went through a phase where they did blue hands, and then they did white gold hands, and then they finally did Mercedes hands. I'm talking about the hour and the minute hand. Why exactly they did that, I'm not sure, but you know, they're just trying to improve upon it each year, and it has been running for 15 years, so you could imagine a few you know, variations from there. The newer it gets, the more expensive it gets. So the Mercedes hands are the most expensive, and not much difference between price on blue hands or white gold hands, but they still have them. Okay, let's move on to the bracelet. Bracelet actually is not much to say other than it's a white gold bracelet, Oyster. It doesn't have any other option here, and it's not any different from any of the other bracelets that does have the comfort extension. It's a very beautiful bracelet, and it's made of white gold. Okay, let's move on here. I'm gonna show you how to use it, because you know, you just stop at the top, and not that difficult. I can leave it running if you like. But anyways, let's look at the movement. Now the movement, interestingly, Rolex has changed the movement. Typically when they change the movement, they actually change, I think they changed the reference number too, but they didn't do that in this situation. The old caliber is 4160, the new caliber is 4161. And I actually have some experience with this. The 4160 had a few times it break. There was some kind of lever or something that was faulty or something. They modified that, fixed it. In the 4161 newer movement, it doesn't do that. Now where exactly that changed, I can't remember, but the later ones of course have the later movement. And but you know, once you fix the issue, it doesn't really have a problem. I believe the older ones like this one have the older movement, 4160. Still works. Sometimes they encounter problems, but we can fix it. Okay, anyways, that's the movement. Now time to try the watch on my wrist. Now I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, and I definitely could recommend this for those. I would say smallest size wrist would be a 7-inch wrist. And I don't know how many of you are actually going to use this in yachting, because it probably would get thrashed if you were yachting, I would think. But you could. And it is a very beautiful watch. It's a big watch, and as I said, you get a steep discount. So if you want, it's kind of an undercover watch, definitely I would say this Yacht-Master 2 in white gold would fit the bill. And at a cost that is, we're selling for under 30,000. So you get a sports watch under 30,000 that is very big. So yeah, good value for what you get. So, and if you want to buy it, go to jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.